Are going live. We live, baby.
Getting commercial.
Okay.
Don't recognize Lane's grandma.
Yeah, who's Lane's grandma? Who's Lane?
Alright, got audio.
All right, good. We got audio. We got people already. Welcome to the stream. Today we have these brown postcards because the white ones couldn't be here on time, so we got brown. So it'll be a little bit different. But we are drawing forbidden pets. So all the animals that we have wanted to keep as pets but shouldn't, such as possums. In my case.
And anything unhinged that Firelight can convince me is a pet. It can be forbidden. It's a forbidden pet for a reason.
I mean, we could do mythical creatures too, you know, that's kind of forbidden. I usually start us off with my own thing while you guys get settled in there.
And as they begin, the co-host is being lubricated with a dark chocolate brandy this evening.
Ho, ho, ho. Can everybody hear Adam okay? He's in a different spot than he usually is. So if you see me looking off that way, he's over there now.
Firelight would like to know, how many postcards do we have tonight?
We have 7 tonight.
Good evening, Firelight.
So I'm already sketching away, obviously. So feel free to start chattering with Adam.
I'm working on trying to get the chat to pop out. I always forget how to do that.
You'd think we'd be better at this by this point, but we are not.
Ah, there it is. So, Firelight, you can always begin the conversation by throwing us out a few of the suggestions that are least likely to convince us are a forbidden pet.
Start with the least likely and move to the most. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Firelight does say they can get into their unhinged ones, so they have time. First 4 are previously suggested, but not in the last stream. They all have their own kind of stream. I also feel that most of theirs are unlikely to make it into the forbidden pet category.
Understandable. I'm certain everyone can guess which forbidden pet I am drawing.
Alligator.
Yeah. How'd you know?
Firelight suggests a possum friend.
Everybody knows that I would try to pet an alligator, and that would go very badly. I was gonna tell everybody once we got a few people here that we have a possum in our area now. It came like right up to the glass sliding doors and was trundling around, and it was so cute and fat and adorable. And it took a great deal of my presence of mind not to just run outside and scoop it up like a big old stuffed animal. If you didn't want to be scooped up and hugged, why was he so scoopable / huggable?
Right outside our door.
Right outside, like just sitting there. Little buddy.
Firelight concurs. Greystoke possum.
Greystoke possum is canon. I thought that maybe he had left our area because I saw a possum like crossing the road into the woods on the other side of us, but he either came back or it wasn't him because our what do I call her? Landmate neighbor who lives on our property.
Neighbor, Cassidy, your neighbor.
Saw him again, so.
You could always call Cassidy our friend.
Well, yeah, but I didn't know if she wanted her name on the stream.
You
but
used it last stream.
Did I use it last stream?
You did.
Oh, it's too late now.
Firelight mentions that alligators are just swamp puppies.
Yep.
And that there is apparently a therapy gator that people can hug. It is, however, not an adult.
Yeah, I imagine that would be kind of dangerous. You hug the adult ones at your own risk. The only way you can hug the adult ones is if you are an Irwin.
Or willing to risk life and limb.
Which the Irwins are. That's the that's the key to it.
All right. Number 1 from Firelight, and I'm writing this down, is a T-Rex ghostie. I feel a T-Rex would count as a forbidden pet.
And it would have to be a ghost because they are in fact extinct.
Although, we might be able to fix that. We have...
Life finds a way.
Yeah. Yes. We have extracted DNA from a mosquito, and we've also, is it a mammoth? I think it's the mammoth where we have succeeded in bringing back from extinction.
I don't know if we've quite succeeded at it yet, but I think we maybe have figured out how to implant the DNA in an elephant or something like that. I don't know all of the details.
Well, I mean, they're definitely not released into the wild or anything.
Well, no, but I don't know if they're released into the world yet. I think one has been born. I would have heard about that.
Callison does recommend a badger as
a
forbidden pet.
Badger's a good one. All right, so here I have, to start us off for myself, I have drawn the Greystoke possum. All right, I might have to tilt these a little bit so they can, because it is reflecty. But here he is, and this is him walking past, giving me some side eye because I want to pick him up and hug him like a giant stuffed animal. All right, I kind of like the badger because I have a fondness for badgers as well, thanks to Redwall. So I think that might be our next one. But I might make him a cute Redwall badger, so potentially a little bit anthropomorphic. Yeah, not the unhinged American badger, the sweet, adorable English badger who has tea. Although the badgers in Redwall are kind of unhinged as well, actually.
The reality is, badgers are unhinged. These UK badgers look deceptively hinged.
Yeah, they look reasonable, but then they can still fuck you up. American badgers don't pretend. They're just like, murder.
All right, so I believe this could fall into a forbidden pet. A iguanodon that has the spirit of Maeve. Not a small and delicate lady.
I don't know how I get across the spirit of Maeve in the form of an iguanodon. I think I have drawn an iguanodon at some point in one of these streams because they are my favorite. They're my favorite dinosaur. Yes. Iguanodon. Yes, my favorite. All right, let's see. Cute badger.
Number 3 from Firelight. Doctor Strange as a mammoth. Speaking of our resurrection of the extinct, we could do a mammoth. And that is a forbidden pet for another way because we are resurrecting them from the dead.
Which we shouldn't do. Jeff Goldblum told us so.
Well, you see, I saw a meme the other day that had this pearl of wisdom in it.
Oh, memes are often very wise.
Yes, they are. And you see, they necromancers are misunderstood and don't have a lot of thorough research. And then it perpetuates a cycle where overzealous clerks kill off all the necromancers and eradicate all of their works. And then new necromancers try to develop their art, and then they don't have any resources or knowledge to build off of, so that like horrible, awful things happen, and it perpetuates the cycle again. So, if we were just accepting of reanimation and let people learn from their mistakes, we could have mammoths as pets and other nice things like that.
So what you're saying is it's not the lack of science, it's the lack of necromancers.
Well, no, it's the lack of allowing necromancy to develop alongside with other sciences. All of the negative stigma makes us destroy them and eradicate them, and then they can't build up.
I don't know, man. I don't think there's that much negative stigma around necromancy.
You don't? No? You don't think so?
No, man.
Yes, cuddly Doctor Strange as a mammoth. I think that's a good one. I think that's a winner.
I feel like Doctor Strange might be one of those drawings that I go, oh, this is like Sherlock is a duck. I feel like I would struggle to draw to get the essence of Doctor Strange, a tall, slim man, into the essence of a mammoth, a large, chubby, hairy creature.
Well, you give him spindly legs and a cape, and like
spindly
a goatee.
leg mammoth. This will be Badger from The Wind in the Willows.
I wasn't quite catching your theme, Firelight. I had the dino part. The next suggestion from Firelight is a velociraptor. Delphi as a velociraptor.
Extinct forbidden pets is the theme.
Zombie dinos is what she's going for. She wants a zombie dino theme. Oh, I need to velociraptor as Delphi.
This Badger's arm right.
Or she's adjusting fire. It could be necromancy dinos.
A dinosaur resurrecting a human. Is that better or is that worse? That's worse. Seem to have forgotten how elbows work. Struggling.
Elbows. Who needs them?
Yeah. This Badger, apparently.
And get two camera cameos from Adam as he wanders about.
Yeah. Adam's roving the room tonight. Everybody appreciating your Adam footage.
Oh, I should show off.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen the beard, but it's brightly colored, friends. It's like Jessica Rabbit's hair. Everybody compliment Adam's beard in the comments now.
Now, I'm not that attention seeking. You don't need to compliment my beard.
You want them to compliment your beard, you know it.
No, I want to highlight Firelight's ideas, which they're now picturing a dino wizard in order to be resurrecting the humans.
If I never figure out how to draw elbows again, we won't have to worry about it because this Badger will never be finished.
Just curl him up around himself. No elbows needed.
I don't practice drawing enough. Basically, the only time I draw right now is during these streams.
You should Have more streams, draw more often.
Yeah. I was thinking of doing a birthday stream, which you would not have to be a part of. It would just be me hanging out. You could if you wanted to, but you wouldn't have to do your usual co-host duties.
I was assuming you would wave the birthday flag and be like, "Oh, it's my birthday. You need to do the extra stream for me."
No, I was gonna do a video. I asked people like, one of those make assumptions about me videos, but not a lot of people have responded. So I figure I'll just turn it into a silly chatty stream and read the assumptions that people have made about me. And if people want to make more, they can. And if they don't, we'll talk about something else. And maybe I'll sketch.
Firelight suggests no more elbows. Now everything Julian draws is snakes.
Yeah. No limbs whatsoever. No elbows, no knees, all of it too difficult.
Okay, Tasmanian tiger is Firelight's 5th recommendation. I think that counts as a forbidden pet. Of course, as encapsulating Julian's beloved Castor from the Saviors series.
My love. She killed him off in like the same chapter she introduced him. It was tragic. Jenna Moresi was like, "Here, let me write an interesting character. Let me write my first and only interesting character," and then murder him in the same chapter. I was so upset. Why you gotta make me fall in love with a side character that hard and then kill him?
It might have a little bit of lag tonight, or it might just be that I'm actually managing to keep up with chat. Firelight feels my beard is one of her favorite shades of red.
It's a good shade. I don't think have too many people in the chat tonight, so they're doing a lot of heavy lifting. All right, here, I finally got the elbows. Here is the bat. I gotta tilt it in some way that it's not reflecting too much. Here he is.
Go slower. We almost got it in focus. It's pretty reasonable there.
Yeah,
He's got a little waistcoat.
Yep, he's Badger from The Wind in the Willows with his cup of tea, and he's all sweet and friendly. It was like one of my favorite sequences, besides anything with Mr. Toad, because Mr. Toad is unhinged, and I love that for him. All right, I think I'm going to go with one of the ideas, but I'm not going to tell you which. So that means you got to come up.
The mammoth as Dr. Strange.
You got to come up with some new ones while I do this.
Give him like a goatee on the front and everything.
I think these postcards might be like slightly smaller.
Firelight feels he's perfect. No, Callison thinks he's perfect. Firelight's like, he's cute.
Callison knows what's up.
Firelight suspects that you're going to draw a mammoth head as a pumpkin.
You'll just have to wait and see.
Also, an earlier comment, rest in peace, Castor, gone, but not forgotten.
By me and only me.
And Julian's viewers, says Firelight, they remember as well. We will never forget.
My viewers know the pain. Everybody seeing My Heart Will Go On in their heads right now.
Alright, so as I nibble on various different types of cheeses, smoked cheddars and Goudas, I ponder
Can I have some Gouda?
where other people are from.
Everybody say hello, Train.
Unique things they want to share from where they are. We are from the land of milk and cheese.
And Gouda, smoked Gouda, is my favorite cheese. Everybody say your favorite cheese in the comments as well.
Mine is an aged cheddar, 7 to 11 years ideally.
I don't like the way that aged cheese kind of forms these like crystals in it, and like the texture is wrong for me.
Oh, it's definitely a different texture, but the taste, my goodness.
If it was just a taste, I'd probably be more on board, but it has to be both. It has to be both taste and texture for me. We know where Callison's from, so.
Well, they might have different opinions on where they're originally from.
True, you can say where you're originally from instead of where you're currently residing, which is.
Also, Callison shares that they're the opposite. The crystals and the aged cheese are their fave. Callison also has several different places they could share something unique and interesting from.
Callison has been places. We have been not places.
I've been places. I've just always come back to here. Callison shares they suppose it's technically Arizona, even if it's their least fave.
You lived in Texas and Arizona is your least fave? Wow.
Firelight is from Canada, also known as Canada. They don't know much about cheeses.
That's sad. I'm sad for you.
Indeed. But you could share us probably like not maple syrupy related, something unique about the province of Canada you are from. No.
You having a crisis over there?
A little bit. I've got some fig spread to go with my very mini charcuterie board to go with my dark chocolate brandy.
Adam's over there being bougie AF.
But I only have pretzels, miscellaneous cheap Roundy's store brand, not Roundy's, Aldi's store brand pretzels. So the fig spread keeps falling off, and I'm like trying to scoop it with a knife onto the pretzel, and it goes bloop. So Firelight asks if Callison is a secret gun nut, having been in Texas. Callison replies, "So secret, I don't even know it yet."
Don't worry, Firelight. It's not just Texas. It's all of the United States.
I went on a small adventure this morning, and I stopped at a kind of thrift, kind of antique store, and in the basement of it was a random gun store with hundreds of guns.
So we got around here, bars and guns. That stereotype about the United States is true. There's guns everywhere.
More guns per capita than any other country in the world, I believe.
Very unnecessary.
Firelight, it shares they are from Manitoba, land of the fields, and to the north, polar bears, another forbidden pet.
That's true. I'm surprised no one has asked for a polar bear yet. Or a bear of any kind. That is a good forbidden pet.
We could do a pizzly bear.
A pizzly bear.
Wow. Firelight shares one of their towns in the Arctic is the polar bear capital of the world.
Nice.
That's a pretty cool thing to share. That's interesting. I did not know that about Manitoba.
All right. Any last guesses about what I was drawing before I reveal it?
It is a mammoth as a pumpkin head.
That's your guess.
No, it's Firelight. I just
And
think Firelight's
Firelight.
white. Firelight is wise.
All right. Sip of tea and try to get it angled correctly so everyone can see it. Here we go. It is a dinosaur wizard resurrecting a fossil. It's kind of hard to appreciate his manic facial expression, but he's got a really manic facial expression. All right.
Congratulations, Firelight. One of your unhinged suggestions made it through. Huzzah!
Right. Did we get any other ones while I was drawing him though? That's why I didn't want to tell you which one I was drawing, because then you have to come up with new ones, because I might have been drawing the one that you were about to suggest.
We have a T-Rex ghosty.
We also have 7 people watching. If anybody else is being a lurker and wants to make suggestions, just to reiterate, tonight's theme is forbidden pets. So anything that you can sell to me as an animal that you want to have as a pet but shouldn't. Obviously, there's like the forbidden cats, so possums, raccoons, foxes, but forbidden pets. Might do something
we also
with a bear.
have iguanodons as Maeve, mammoths as Doctor Strange, velociraptors as Delphi.
I kind of want to do something with a polar bear, but I need like more than just it's a polar bear.
Well, could be attacking a helicopter.
That means I'd have to draw a helicopter. Do you realize? Don't you remember the last little helicopter I tried to draw and how bad that was?
All right, you got 2 options. One is you could just have the little like foot of the helicopter going off screen, and the grizzly bear is like, ah. 2, you could have like a crashed helicopter that the grizzly bear is already like downed, and he's like opening it like a candy bar wrapper or a pie and pulling out his meal. Callison has a request for a
what'd you miss?
repeat showing of our last one. They missed that.
Let me try to angle him so you can see him. The dinosaur wizard, necromancer. The decromancer? The dinomancer? Is that just somebody who likes to romance dinosaurs? Snow leopards are also pretty classic, and my daughter's favorite animal. So bears.
Bigfoot fighting the polar bear.
Hang on, I just got a brainstorm.
All right, we have a brainstorm, so I can catch up to the chat and or finish notating down the different things. Someday, Firelight is going to take a tour of their polar bear capital of the world, but you have to go in the summer, during the tour season. I mean, I imagine you could go in the other seasons, but you'd have to bring several extra bags full of laundry, which is just layers of coats to keep you warm.
And maybe make it so the bears take a while to chew through the layers.
And also probably like a giant flashlight, because I think during not summer, it's dark all day. So Firelight says Bigfoot fighting a polar bear is their bonus dino suggestion.
That doesn't seem like a dino suggestion.
I mean, it's kind of extinct. Like a dino. That's the same, right?
Twilight is just on a mission to show how terrible I am at drawing Bigfoot.
Firelight, not Twilight.
Sorry. Concentrating on my drawing here.
We have a recommendation for snow leopards as a classic forbidden pet.
I forgot to tell Nikki and Snorri that we were going live. We should message them and be like, hey, we're live. Just in case they want to pop in. And
I will see if I can message them. They're also normal leopards.
You can just get a black one like Isla.
Oh, and there's also Callison shares there are videos of snow leopards cuddling, and they are adorable. And commercial break for me. Now I'm done with the. Oh, now we gotta skip. Ah, there's another one because I didn't skip fast enough.
Oh no. I don't know exactly. I don't watch enough lives to know exactly how like commercials work within them.
Yeah, me neither.
I don't understand, really.
Oh, the commercial break has chased two of our viewers away.
Oh no. Listen, I got it on the latest amount of commercials while still having commercials.
Well, Firelight mentions that if you don't go during the tourist season in the summer, you get snowed in and stranded with the polar bears. They get freezing and shut down.
I see no flaws.
Wow, that crinkly is louder than I expected it to be on our stream. Poor pretzel bag. I had a professor who did a study at one of the poles, and it got so cold that their airdrop of alcohol froze and shattered all of the alcohol. And it was like bottles of straight liquor, too. So this wasn't like beer and wine that burst and got ruined. It was the actual spirits. It was particularly depressing for them because they were pretty sure they were going to die, and that was going to be like their last hurrah before they did it.
And then the hurrah done hurrah'd.
Probably the reason they survived is because the liquor exploded, and they were like, fuck it, we must survive until more liquor can arrive. Ah, great suggestion, Firelight. The other forbidden cat, the skunk.
Ah, yes, we cannot forget the skunk.
It is one of Julian's favorites.
I do also want a pet skunk, I'm not gonna lie. So this drawing kind of started out one way and then went in a whole other direction, and now it's just kind of got a mind of its own here.
Did it start from the right and go to the left, and now you're drawing on the bottom of the card?
Kind of. Like it started on the right and it's going to the left, and I'm just kind of discovering what's over here on the left. Not what I intended, but at the same time, still having fun with it.
All right, we have a couple forbidden pet suggestions stored up. I think we only have 2 or 3 more to go after the one they're on. Something tangentially related. Does anyone have a favorite book or a entertaining book that had a forbidden pet in? I'm thinking of a TV show that was kind of like a Hercules ripped off. I think it was like Iolaus or something, and he had like ferrets and the Beastmaster. That was the TV show, and he had several ferrets and a few other things.
I'm mad. The book that I'm listening to right now had a ferret for a minute, and I got really excited, and then it was gone. Like, no!
It was a teleporting ferret.
It was. But then it never came back. And I was upset. I was like, best animal companion ever. No, it's gone. Never mind.
I mean, that is the problem with teleporting ferrets. If you gave a ferret the ability to teleport, it's very likely they wouldn't come back.
Very, very likely they would not come back. All right, this picture is just getting steadily weirder, but
just keep going places. Callison shares teleporting chaos. Teleporting ferret sounds like total chaos.
It's already chaos when they can't teleport. So, like, you give them the ability to teleport, we're screwed.
I think Firelight knows what book you're reading. They're like, yes, the ferret. Lol.
Yeah,
I don't
actually,
think it gets a big part in that book.
Firelight is responsible for me reading that book because they went on the Boss Me Around tier on my Patreon and told me to read it.
Firelight, it's all your fault. How do
Yes.
you feel about this?
Firelight, I need to know, does the ferret come back? Does it ever teleport back into the book? I need it.
I think I've seen a comment, but I'm distracted by trying to get fig spread on a tiny pretzel.
That's all right. It's not like there's a million comments for you to keep track of.
Firelight claims it's your fault, actually, because you told them they needed to up their Patreon level, so they did last month, and now they're bossing you around.
Wait, I told you to up your Patreon level?
That's what they claim.
All right. I mean, that does sound a little bit like something I would do.
We have inspired Calson to have their own cheese dinner.
Ooh, smart, smart. I need another piece of Gouda, Adam. I have gone several minutes without any Gouda.
This is the last piece of Gouda that I have prepared.
In fact, I only have one piece of cheese left, and it is smoked cheddar.
No. How could you do this to me, Adam?
I can save you the last nibble of smoked cheddar. Firelight says maybe the ferret is not a big part of the book, but it might show up again. They can't remember, so obviously their priorities in reading that book were off.
Very skewed. You're reading it for like the characters and the plot. Ferret. All right, this picture just kind of went places. I started out, I was like drawing a polar bear, and I was like, I'm gonna put like a little friend on its back, and then the friend turned out to be an Arctic fox. So then I kept drawing them, and then they were like walking on their little hind legs, like this is the cat returns, and then this happened. So sometimes I just completely lose control of the drawing, and similarly to when I write sometimes the character is going to do what they do. It makes no sense.
East of the Sun, West of the Moon by Julian Grayson.
If my version has little walking on their hind legs boxes.
Firelight is very pleased with your Arctic foxes.
Okay, there was the skunk. We gotta get the skunk. It's like one of the classic forbidden cats. But what is it doing?
Also drinking tea. Coating arrows with its own personal poison. Making throwing a grenade that is a smoke/scent grenade. Drowning your anxieties.
Drowning my anxieties in what?
Cuteness.
Cuteness.
A cauldron of stew. It's a redwood skunk. They always have deeper and better and deep beaten root stew.
Are you trying to say Redwall?
Yeah, is that
There
right?
aren't any skunks in Redwall.
You came to visit. You made a boat. There are boats in Redwall.
There are, but it's also only British animals, and they don't have skunks. They only have polecats. We have skunks.
I know. Like I said, they got in a boat.
Came
to
visit, and you think canonically they always have stew.
Yes.
In your version.
Well, Redwall they're always doing deeper and better and beaten root stew. They're doing stews.
No, usually I think you're thinking about the moles stew.
Well, I mean that's the stew. That's the specific stew the moles do.
All right.
Firelight suggests the skunk as Asher from the Savior series.
Which one's Asher?
Which one's Asher? I don't know.
I don't remember.
I'll pay attention to the chat for a moment in case Firelight cues me in.
I'm not opposed. I just don't remember who he is.
They're not getting back to me. I will look up Asher real quick from you. Asher from.
Oh wait, I think I might remember who he is. I think he's the himbo. He's like the blonde himbo who exists so that Layla can be like, "You like my sister? Well, I never liked you anyway." Yeah, Firelight says yes, the himbo. Okay.
Yes, the himbo.
All right.
All right.
What about my skunk would make him Asher the himbo? I don't know if I can give him long, luxurious hair or if that would just
He
look
has
silly.
a lever or a squirrel friend.
Squirrel friend.
Firelight, getting back to the important things of the stream, Adam's question. There was a book they read as a kid that was based on a real event with a badger. It might have even been a UK badger. Books with forbidden pets.
Those are always important.
So you would think this is not a forbidden pet, but you have reminded me. I read, I think the title of the book actually had something to do with about ducks. But like the first half of the book was the guy regaling us with what a shitty idea it is to have rabbits as a pet, and all of the horrible things his pet rabbits did to him. They chewed through walls, they chewed through wires, they were hard to catch, they pooed all over the place.
Rabbits can be house trained, so maybe he just wasn't very good at keeping rabbits. Like maybe his rabbits hated him, and that's why they were so destructive.
Could be. Yes. Asher is the beautiful idiot guard. So a lever and or a squirrel friend, more applicable than ever. He's guard, and he's doing something himbo-like. Firelight shares, the book with the badger was about a family who lived in the prairie area, and their toddler wandered off and got lost, and the badger found the kid and kept him until he was found.
Huh. That's got to be a UK badger. I mean, an American badger would have eaten him.
Well, maybe not. Probably though. I was tempted to stop reading your story and make up an ending to it where the badger did exactly that, but then I noticed that as I read ahead of what I was saying, the badger did exactly that. I didn't need to make it up. Dang. Firelight says it fed him and let it sleep in its den.
Okay, that wasn't a badger, that was the fae. That was very clearly a fairy.
I think that would be true. I have to agree with that. As rare as it is for you to be right, dear, I think you are.
Thanks. I am trying to draw a super challenging elbow at this point, and I don't know why, because I was already struggling with elbows this evening.
Yeah, I was determined. Only snakes. Julian's all snakes from here on out.
And yet here I am, drawing not only something with an elbow, but I've decided to have the elbow at as an odd angle.
Oh, I've heard of that. Firelight says the book was called Incident at Hawks Hill. And Callison exposits that the toddler must have been a real-life wild mage. Callison was obsessed with the Julie and the Wolves books as a kid.
When I was a kid, I watched a movie called Ring of Bright Water, which I think there's a plot to it to do with the humans, but really it's about this otter, this guy who befriends an otter. That's all I remember about it. And I think the otter probably dies at the end, but I blocked that out. And I'm very suspicious that there's a lot of human like storyline as well, but I just don't remember it because I was a real little kid and I was 100% there just because I wanted an otter as a friend.
I'm going to get a sneak preview.
See, isn't he cute? See the
Hmm.
elbow though? I think I got it okay.
I think you got the elbow okay.
It's cute himbo energy going on.
Need a tail still though.
Well, his tail's gonna be.
Yeah.
I do the tail last, so.
Gotta hurry up. And this last bit of cheese is taunting me, but I told myself I wouldn't give it to you till you finished Mr. Skunko.
You can have it.
No, I promised it to you.
I don't need it though. It's not my favorite.
I know, but it's still a good one. It's smoked cheddar.
Smoked cheddar. The way you said that. It's smoked cheddar.
Firelight shares Disney made an old movie or something that supposedly ties into the book Incident at Hawks Hill, but the kid's way older and just has a pet badger or something.
I was also obsessed with Charlie the Lonesome Cougar, I think the movie was called. It was like one of those very early 80s movies where they probably didn't treat the animals very well. But it was about a cougar, obviously, named Charlie, who was raised by humans and kicked off my brief but consuming obsession with logging at that time period. Because Charlie belonged, like, the cub was saved by a guy who was a logger. And so, like, you learned a whole shit ton about logging while you were watching this cougar cavort around. And of course, Charlie, he was lonesome because he was the only cougar because he was raised by people. But eventually he went back to the wild and probably found a lady cougar.
And taught her all about lumberjacking.
Yes, no doubt. No doubt indeed. Mostly it was just about watching a cougar like cavort around. Like there was a whole scene of Charlie the cougar just playing on a hillside in the snow and chasing like balls of snow up and down the hill. So
that's a nice wholesome book.
Movie, but yes, it was very wholesome. Again, there probably was a plot with the humans as well besides raising the cougar, but I don't remember it because I only cared about the cougar.
You have triggered a core memory for Callison. They're like, oh my gosh, I think I've seen this movie.
It was one of my obsessions. I had like several animal movies from the 80s that like live action animal movies from the 80s that I was very obsessed with. There was also The Ugly Dachshund, which was about a Great Dane who was raised by dachshunds, and so he thought he was a dachshund, and spent all of his time like crawling around to be like the other dachshunds. Meanwhile, again, there was human stuff going on, but I couldn't tell you a damn thing about the human plotline, except for that the lady who owned the dachshunds, showed them at the dog show. And her husband was jealous because he did not have a dog himself to show, so he sneaked a Great Dane puppy that needed a mother because like the mother wouldn't take it in with the dachshund puppies and just tried to pass it off as a dachshund.
Smart man.
It didn't last very long, that trick. Except kept having to be like, I don't know why it's so huge and its legs are longer than their bodies.
That's some real himbo energy there. I'll just hide this Great Dane puppy in with the dachshund puppies.
Yeah, I mean, they were roughly the same size for about 10 minutes.
Firelight shares, I saw this really old movie as a kid where this family just had an adult male lion on their farm.
Oh, God.
And it's fine. He's a beloved pet. On their farm. I'm sure it was a dairy farm.
Yeah.
All got along fine.
Yep. I'm sure it was perfect. It worked out great.
Oh, Firelight brings up, have you seen those cats raised by dogs who do those weird barks? Or the dogs raised by cats that climb the furniture?
I've seen more of the dogs raised by cats who are like climbing up the furniture. Dogs seem like they're more susceptible to trying to imitate the animal that raised them. Cats tend a little bit more to be like No, I'm cat. All right, let me get.
And yep, Firelight confirms that the people who had an adult male lion on their farm definitely had livestock, and the lion was their sheepdog, basically.
Oh,
Totally
okay.
fine, you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sure that was. All right, here we go.
Skunk, ready, himbo skunk.
Here he is. I can't. There we go. Himbo skunk. He's cute. He's got a little adorable himbo facial expression going on. That's a little hard to see, but he's a sweet little boy.
All right, we've got 5 down and 2 more to go.
2 to go.
Tonight's stream is Forbidden Pets. Feel free to throw any new suggestions into the chat while I go over what remains.
I do feel like maybe I need to do a fox to round out our forbidden cat trifecta.
You starting with that?
Well, I didn't get a raccoon either, so if I do a fox and a raccoon, that means that's the last 2 ones. So I don't know if I want to do that.
People can give us suggestions. We have to try to beat out fox and raccoon. Alternatively, you can give us nuance to the fox and raccoon.
Tell me what the fox and the raccoon are doing.
Ooh, Callison says you could do the fox and the raccoon as friends on the same card, leaving us an opening for one more suggestion from the chat.
That's true. Fox and raccoon buddies. Usually don't do 2 characters on one
Firelight
card.
does want to remind us about the Delphi Velociraptor or the Tasmanian tiger as caster.
I've already done 1 dinosaur for you. Come on now. All right, I'm gonna do the fox and the raccoon together because that sounds really cute. So 1 more after this.
Mr. Young mentions that they heard from Goodreads you enjoyed The Widow so much you gave it 4 stars.
Iron Widow? Is that the one you're talking about?
I will wait for confirmation. They only said Widow.
I'm assuming that one. I would technically give it like 3.5 stars, but I tend to round up just because.
Is Goodreads one of those platforms that doesn't let you do half stars?
Correct.
So yeah, up instead of down.
Yep.
I agree with that.
There will be a review coming out. The review is already filmed. It's in the queue. There's reviews in front of it. I have a lot of thoughts, lots of things to talk about with that, not just the book itself, but just like the publishing industry and everything. Lots to talk about.
Callison mentions playing off of Delphi's Firelight's suggestions for raccoons. Or no, actually, Callison mentions playing off her own suggestion of fox and raccoon on the same card in trash cans and dumpsters.
Oh, that would be cute. I think I have a cute pose for them already picked out, but that is also cute. Like just like high-fiving from different trash cans.
So John Young inquires, who do you think is the better storyteller? Stephen King or Neil Gaiman? SK or NG?
Just storyteller in general? Like not writing-wise, not prose-wise, just storyteller.
That's what the question was.
I'm just trying to think because they have such different strengths.
They do.
Although they both are very rambly and
fuel for your thoughts.
Yes, that's right. Oh, geez. I'm gonna say that Stephen King wins by a small margin because his stories tend to have more structure. And for me personally, I prefer more structure in a story. That doesn't mean that for other people that he's a better storyteller. That means that for me, I prefer that his stories are more structured.
Yeah, for me, Neil Gaiman is a better storyteller. But I think like all of my favorite books of Neil Gaiman that I've shared with you, you're like, it's okay.
I can see like it's both King and Gaiman are this way. I can see their skill. I'm like these men know how to write. Like they are good at words. But I don't like they're not my favorite. Like as far as the books they write are not my personal favorite. It's definitely one of those things where you're like I can see the skill. I just don't like your stories as much. I love Coraline though.
Firelight is only mildly miffed that your skunk wasn't in guard mode or a guard dog.
No, he was being just like cute. Like you know, just meet him in the hall, and he's like, "Hey, babe, cute himbo." He does have a sword, but
So apparently, Firelight is scared a little bit of raccoons now because they saw a video that I didn't know had raccoons. It was just their little gray human hands trying to grab something through a crack.
they do have their hands are very dexterous. They got the little grabby hands.
Good old grabby hands. Ooh, you could do a raccoon and a red panda doing the Spider-Man pointing meme. Firelight also appreciates that Neil Gaiman is good, but also struggles more reading their stuff.
I want to love it, but at the same time, I'm like, I just understand that this isn't so much for me. And I've read a decent amount of King, and I've read a decent amount of Gaiman. And it's just like I can see the skill, but I'm just like not enjoying it as much as like a story.
Mm.
If anybody wants to know my favorite Stephen King, it's Pet Sematary.
Movie, other movie, or book, though. Pet Sematary has 2 movies and a book.
Book. The movies are kind of terrible. The book's good.
This is an intriguing question, a difficult question, perhaps. Who do you think has better chemistry with Hawkeye? Black Widow or Hawkeye's spouse? Whose spouse is barely on camera.
Yeah, I don't know if you can.
Read the comics.
I don't I don't read the comics, so it's only the movies. And if you tell me 2 people have like friend chemistry, I'm like inclined to believe it. Like if you're like Black Widow and Hawkeye aren't interested in each other, I'm like, roger that. And I just read all of their chemistry as friendship chemistry, which I do not feel is in any way lesser than romantic chemistry, and therefore she has better chemistry in general with Hawkeye.
Yeah, they've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
Screens. Firelight, I think this is talking about Gaiman. It says Norse mythology was okay, but I had all the stories spoiled for me by overly sarcastic production.
Yeah, I just watch them.
I do enjoy them as well. I have not read, I don't think, Norse mythology by Neil Gaiman.
No, I think we have it in our library upstairs.
Might. I got a couple. That and like Anastasia Boys. I've got a couple. Like, I enjoy Gaiman, but for the authors I enjoy, I have one of the largest collections of books I haven't read by Neil Gaiman. So, you like Pet Sematary, the novel,
Yes.
better than either of the movies.
Yes.
Do you think its ending is better? And if so, by how much? Like what magnitude of betterness does the book ending have compared to the movies?
Well, the latest movie, I hated the ending. What the fuck was that? But I think I don't know if I could compare. Like, it's been a while since I read the book, if I'm remembering the ending correctly at all. I just remember that the ending to the most recent Pet Sematary was not accurate to the book, and I was like, "What are we doing? This is silly."
Have you read American Gods?
Yes, I have.
Okay. I have also read American Gods. Mr. Young asks, what about American Gods? Was that one you enjoyed of his?
It was fine. I was not floored by it. I just thought it was fine.
Coraline, am I remembering right? Coraline is your favorite of his?
Coraline is my favorite game, which is because it's young adult, so he had to be brief and succinct and tell a story that had like a beginning, middle, and end because it was short. It's a novella, so I'm like that. I like him a lot when he has to be brief.
You might actually then enjoy his graphic novels.
I have been interested in getting into his graphic novels. Honestly, I just haven't done it yet.
Firelight mentions their favorite King books. Start with Pet Sematary as well, and then Misery.
I have not read Misery. I've seen the movie. I've not actually read it.
Then they mention the deeply flawed Tommyknockers.
I have not read Tommyknockers.
And if they had all of the time in the world, they tried to adapt Tommyknockers into a screenplay and see if it could keep.
Have you seen the Tommyknockers? I don't know if it was a movie or a TV series, but there is a version of it that I have not actually seen. I've just heard it's absolutely horrible.
We have a question that I've made a guess at. I think we got about a 40% chance of being right. Who's your favorite novelist / fiction writer?
Oh, you probably know.
I don't know if I know. I guessed. I threw it in the chat. We'll see if I'm right.
Okay, Tamara Pierce.
Woohoo!
Yeah!
I did guess right, baby. Oh, your last postcard should be your rhino.
Oh yeah, my rhino. What should my rhino be doing, everyone? Because I want to pet a rhino. That's probably how I die, is I get into a rhino enclosure at a zoo and go to pet. They're the forbidden pony.
Eating Julian. Your rhino is eating Julian.
Of the ways that I expected the rhino to kill me, being eaten by it was not actually on the top of the list.
Okay, you could have it goring you instead.
Yeah, goring is what I expect.
Firelight mentions Pet Sematary. The book is an excellent negative change arc. The original movie tried, but it's just cheesy.
The original movie did better than the newest one, which was so.
It was ripe for a good remake, which they didn't make.
Oh, they did not.
Ooh, I should know the answer to this. So Mr. Young asks your least favorite novelist fiction writer, and my guess would be technically novel. Least favorite novel would be the last read-along they had to do. But
it's my current least favorite. I mean, there's definitely ones that could come and eclipse it.
But if you had a singular author that you had to choose to be
an author that I've read, or just an author that I hate?
They have not specified.
I don't know, because I don't have like a least favorite. I don't think there's quite a few that I just do not like. I've only read one Sarah J. Maas book, but like I have no intention of reading more. And I am frustrated that she is so celebrated and so popular that all the romantasy books that come out since hers are just trying to mimic hers. Now she can write whatever the heck she wants and no one edits it. She does. She just writes like whatever and nobody edits them.
That is unfortunate.
It is unfortunate. I don't know if she's my least favorite, but I don't know if I have like a least favorite. Like only one. Only one. Ask me to choose only one.
So, from a previous conversation, Firelight mentions they keep almost remaking Tommyknockers, but then canceling. All the more reason for you to make a screenplay of it.
I'll be honest, of like the Stephen King movies, I think my favorite is, it's so cheesy and stupid, but I like it for that, is, what's it called? Shoot, I can't remember now. It's the one with the shit weasels. And help me out, guys.
Shit weasels.
Shit weasels.
Come on, chat. Help Julian
Come
out
on.
with the. Let me check my notes.
Dreamcatcher.
Shit weasel.
Dreamcatcher. Yes, it is bonkers and stupid, but I enjoy it for that. All right, here it is. A raccoon and a fox. They are friends. Maybe they're gay. We don't know. But they're hanging out. All right. So, what is my rhino doing, everyone?
Goring Julian. It could have. Don't they have those little birds that like have symbiotic relationships?
Oxpeckers?
Yeah, it could be. It's giving an oxpecker a ride through the water.
Oh. Rhinos don't really swim so much as they wallow in mud.
Rhinos, the real life unicorn.
It's true. That's why I love them, really. They're just unicorns. I do need to look at a reference image for a rhino, though. I don't think I can draw one from memory. While I look up a reference image, everybody decide what my rhino should be doing.
We got, right now, vomit forth your suggestions about rhino activities, and then I will catch up with the chat's previous messages after that.
Oh, baby rhinos, they're so cute. Adam, if I come home with a baby rhino one day, will you let me keep it? Oh my God, they're so cute. Look at
Let's hypothetically say yes.
Look at your little faces. Look at his little face. Look at it, it's kissing its mama. It's so freaking cute.
It is pretty cute.
It's unreasonable. Not okay how cute that is. They're so cute. All right.
Alright, before I catch up with chat, I have a question of, do we know what next month's stream's theme is?
Oh, goodness. You are all very bold to assume that I have any idea.
But we will take suggestions from the chat
It's
if you
true.
wish to throw anything out, such
I mean-
as undead dinosaurs.
Undead Dinosaur Month. Welcome. March is Undead Dinosaur Month for some reason.
Because Firefly, that's why.
Yep.
Not Firefly, Firelight. Sorry.
See, we're both doing it.
You called her Twilight.
Yeah.
I called her Firefly.
Mine had light in it and yours had fire in it together.
Twifly. There we go.
Twifly.
Twifly.
Sounds like a My Little Pony character. Hello, I'm Twifly. It's occurring to me now that I've never actually drawn a rhino before. This might actually not look that great.
Catching back up with some of the older chats, have you read any books by Riley Sager?
No. I don't have any strong urge to. I don't think I would enjoy their work.
What have they written?
I can't name them off. I haven't read them. You think I've memorized what they've written?
Well, you might recall the title of the book that turned you off from them. This is talking about rhinos. In James and the Giant Peach, his parents are eaten by a rhino at the zoo. That's his tragic backstory.
It's true.
Dreamcatcher. I'm missing the context of that comment, Fire.
That was the title of the book.
Oh,
I
the
couldn't
title of the
remember,
book you were trying to
with the shit
remember.
weasels.
With the shit weasels. Firelight has not seen or read it yet.
I didn't make it through the book of Dreamcatcher. I tried. I took some psychic damage. It's very silly. It's one of his more gross books, and like watching it, okay, I can handle it, but reading it, no.
So I believe this is in reference to the if you brought home a rhino, would I let you keep it? Is Julian's version of would you love me if I was a worm? Callison suggests a dinosaur theme for next month. And much of the chat feels that is an excellent suggestion.
They're in agreement.
Yes.
Much of the chat being Firelight. Which is accurate because the chat is very small as usual.
What about monkeys from outer space?
Oh God, no.
Could do critters from outer space.
Maybe could do critters. I don't no monkeys. No monkeys.
Gorillas?
It will be no monkeys.
Orangutans?
No apes. We don't do apes.
So Firelight does have one or two of their thrillers on there to be read, but haven't read yet. And I think that's going back to whoever wrote Dreamcatcher.
Or Riley Sager.
Or Riley Sager. Could be that. Going off the space theme, you could do Bigfoot in space. Violet also wants to make sure you're aware, Misery, the book, is way better than the movie. It's very much a book for writers.
I started it, but that was a very long time ago. Like I was probably, I think I tried to read it like in like early 20s or whatever. So it's been a long time. It was moving too slow for me back then. So I was like,
Do you happen to know if it's true that rhinos eat humans, or is that just a myth?
I'm pretty sure that's a myth. I don't think rhinos have teeth that could even like consume a human.
I'm pretty sure they may have mouthed humans to death. Hippos are actually
have fucking killed the crap out of humans.
They have the highest kill count per animal species there is, I think.
Hippos will fuck you up. Rhinos, I think rhinos actually, when they attack, it's just because they can't see very well, and so they attack first and ask questions later. But I don't think they want to eat you.
I mean, there are a surprising number of herbivores that will actually eat not herbs.
True, but a whole human, I don't think so.
And definitely not stalk a human intentionally. More like, you got between me and my baby, I killed you. I might nibble on you now.
Maybe taste you. You have a little taste.
Continuing space, you could do cryptids in space. Space cryptids. Maybe get Zaire to give us some space cryptid suggestions.
Does Zaire know a lot of space cryptids?
Well, they know a lot of cryptids. So
does Firelight.
I don't know if Firelight knows a lot of cryptids per se, so much as they have a lot of demands for you to draw.
I happen to know that Firelight is a bit of a cryptid fan.
Firelight does confirm most herbivores do actually eat some meat, so they can't be positive, but they do feel humans is unlikely for rhinos.
Maybe some birds occasionally, something like that. Like deer will eat birds.
Yeah.
They'll just crunch down on a bird.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why, but that is like one of the most disturbing things to me to think of about animals. That a deer will just like look up at you and be like, have a couple feathers sticking out of its mouth as it's like nomming on a bird.
Just crunching a bird.
Thanks to your encouragement, Callison has Googled baby rhinos as well and support the random adoption of a rhino.
They're so cute. I can't even handle how cute they are as babies. They're little dumb faces.
All right. Some books from Riley Sager: Final Girls, The Last Time I Lied, Lock Every Door, Home Before Dark, Survive the Night, The House Across the Lake, The Only One Left.
I might have read The House Across the Lake. I can't remember. Or started it and DNF'd it. But everything I've heard from reviewers like about his books tells me that I probably am not his audience. Just like not even necessarily like bad things. It's just like I think his style is not a style that I would enjoy.
Firelight confirms horses, squirrels, deer all eat some meat. Callison says chickens are the ultimate will eat meat animal they can think of.
Yeah, they'll eat, like if a mouse gets into their enclosure, they'll eat it.
So, and Firelight can confirm they know cryptids. So if we do cryptids from space, Firelight, you gotta come pack in heat.
Firelight always comes ready.
All right. New space theme option. Martian rattlesnakes.
Martian, that's specific for a whole theme, not just like one
Well,
postcard.
okay, maybe it is more. They say, what about rattlesnakes from the planet Mars?
Rattlesnakes from Mars. That sounds like a B movie for sure. Look out! It's the rattlesnakes from Mars. All right. I think for my first ever drawing of a rhino, I think she turned out pretty cute. There she is. Yeah, there she is. And she's got a mirror, and she's looking at her reflection, which is a unicorn, because she's a unicorn. She's beautiful. All right. Those are all of the drawings. Oops. Put them away. I need to show them all again real quick here. I do like the brown paper, but it is kind of shiny. So like when I hold it up to the
You need
camera,
to sand it before
I
you
need to
start.
sand it. All right. So here we have specifically the possum that is living on our land right now, looking disgruntled because it knows I want to come out and give it a hug. A Mr. Badger, specifically from The Wind in the Willows.
Maybe if you try to flex the cards a little bit as you hold them up.
Like this? Like flex them outward or inward?
I don't know, one or the other. Right now you're off camera.
Yeah,
so
I know. It's reversed, so I keep like messing it up. I don't know if that's helping. Velociraptor Necromancer, summoning something back from the dead. Random polar bear and his Arctic fox companions that are walking on their hind legs like the cat from The Cat Returns. For some reason. Adorable himbo skunk.
Angling it seems to have helped. They're coming in clear with that.
A fox and a raccoon who are friends, or maybe they're gay. We don't know.
They seem to be drinking.
They were roommates. And then a rhino who is adorable, and she's looking in a mirror and sees herself as a unicorn.
I mean, curse content. You did get here in time to see the
rhino unicorn. Alrighty, so those are all of my drawings for this time. Thanks everybody for joining me. We can, let's see, how long have we been streaming here? Over an hour. Okay. Hour 20. Goodness, how does it seem to go so long?
Indeed. You keep getting distracted. You have to talk with your hands.
I know.
And you're supposed to be drawing with your hands.
I'm a hand talker. That's the problem. That's why I don't hold a mic, because I've been thinking about I should get a mic that I can hold, but then that limits my hand talking, and I'd always be moving the mic away from my mouth.
If you get a good enough quality mic, it could still pick it up.
I got a lav mic to hook to my clothing, but it turns out that even though it said it could work for most cameras, which I know was a risk, it doesn't work for my camera. So I would have to have a separate device recording my audio, and I hesitate to do that because that goes wrong like so often for people. And also that's like 2 things I have to set up correctly before I start filming. Makes me nervous.
By the way, now that you're done drawing, I'm not emceeing the chat. I'm assuming you can read and
Yeah,
catch up.
I mean, I enjoy having you read to me, but I can watch my own chat now.
You don't read to me.
Well, yeah, if you do a live stream, I'll read your chat. I will.
Matt.
Well, you don't read to me that way either. Thank you for complimenting my drawings. Yeah, the tiny mics are the lav mics, but people aren't attaching them to their shirt. They're just holding them up to their mouth. But I would gesture with it way too much. I need to get one of those big mics that like just hangs down in front of my face, but that's a lot of infrastructure for me. I like to imagine that maybe if I fix things like my audio, that my channel will get more popular, but then I watch other people who are just the same level as me and they just, so I think I'm just unlucky. That, or the only interesting thing that I do are the read-alongs. Everybody go watch my latest book review. It's a rant. It's a good time. Watch me rant. Leave a comment or a like or whatever. Or don't. I'm not your mom. Yeah, I don't know where I get the hand talking from, but I'm a hand talker. And I will not stop.
It is a very much culturally Wisconsin Midwestern thing to do.
It is, yeah. I can see that for sure. Yeah, that last read along was rough. So I'm not in a super big hurry to get on to the next one, even though they are the only things that do well on my channel. And that's annoying. Because, yeah, they are intense.
Everyone loves watching Julian get tortured.
Yep, it's true. Have a good night, John Young. Between a unicorn and a horse with a horn on its head is the same as a narwhal and a whale with a horn on its head. I mean, technically, that's not a horn on a narwhal, it's a tooth. But maybe for a unicorn horse, it's also a tooth.
Tooth.
A tooth? I don't know. Maybe it is. Narwhals in real life look like gray corn dogs. Swimming. Now I have that song, narwhals, narwhals, swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion. I don't know more than that. All right, everybody. I'm going to wrap up, but I'll be probably back for a dumb little chatty stream for my birthday. When is the concert that we're going to?
Saturday, so
Okay.
it would be Sunday, Friday or Sunday would be the
I'm
day.
leaning towards Friday probably, because that's before my birthday, and that feels more correct than after. But we're going to a concert on my birthday. It's got bagpipes and fiddles. Is that what it is?
Bagpipes and the electric violin, baby.
Yeah. So that's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, we're ready.
Won't be able to make that stream. That's okay. You can always watch it afterward if you are able to or prefer or like watching those things. I do not play an instrument.
I play several.
Not well.
I play several, so I'm probably not very good
I
anymore.
can kind of sing sometimes. That's all I have going for me. My couple of my sisters play instruments and make me look like a fumbling child, but I put all of my skill points into Right Book. Like, I shouldn't put skill points anywhere else. All of my skill
Also,
points.
pet animal.
And pet animal. Yes, animal husbandry and book writing are the 2 places where I have all of my skill points. Certainly not in social interaction. That's not where those went. Not in play instruments or speak language or anything like that. Write book, animal husbandry. But I'm pretty good at those, so. Problem is I started out with like 0 points in write book, and so it took me way more points than it should have to get to like where I am
To
now.
build
Versus
up.
animal husbandry, I always kind of had a leg up because I was always just kind of good at that. So, yeah. Yep. All right, friends, foes, everyone in between. I will wish you all a good night. I'll give you a chance if you have anything last you want to say because of the lag, and then we will say good night. And I shall maybe see 1 or 2 of you on my birthday. Adam making faces in the background.
I'm ready for the.
All right, I'm just letting people say goodbye if they want to. KJ says, I have yet to build my points into any skill.
Well, see, it's good to save them up so
Yeah.
you don't misspec them. Like this way, you don't do like a horrible build.
Like
You're
mine, like my horrible build. I was spending my points as soon as I got them. I was just like throwing them all into the same 2 things over and over again. Yeah, I'm thinking Friday evening probably. I don't know what time. So just kind of watch this channel and probably just be hanging out, maybe doing some sketching, maybe even doing some writing. Who knows? But it'll be a good time.
Maybe eating some cheese
Probably.
or chocolate caterpillar
Or
cake.
cake. Yeah. I might be eating cake. That might be happening. All right, everybody. Adam, are you ready for the goodbye?
Yes, always ready.
All right, 3, 2, 1, bye.
Bye.
Now I have to hit 2 buttons to end this stream.